All right, you ready to start wedging it up?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
Got quite the low coming in here tonight. Hopefully it'll be gone by first thing in the morning. If not, we might have to wait a little bit. Hopefully tomorrow morning everything will be as it says it's going to be, and we will start moving towards the States. Todd just started the generator because we've had no sun for days and we've got to top off our batteries before we leave in the morning. Making water also?
Yep.
Alright. Liberty, I asked you to do the front room and the kitchen. Or not the kitchen, the bathroom. We've got a ton of laundry to do when we get back to the States. Alright. All the stuff on the counters has to be secured. You can't just sit there. It'll fall, and put all the stuff away into the cupboards. Okay? Say, yes, Mom. I need you to come down here and work on the kitchen and get it all ready, okay? It's like all of this stuff. Nothing should be left on the counters, okay?
Dump it down the sidewalk. Side of the boat.
So one of the things that we do is put this bed down, right? Makes it a nicer place to sleep when the boat's moving a lot. The realities of sailing are that the wind dictates when you can go and when you should stay. And sometimes you wake up in the morning and you look at the weather forecast and you go, we should go. So what that means is we have to repeat some of the things that we already did and undid. So Todd just got back from taking the garbage out and we are taking the motor off the dinghy again. It's been super sunny up until now. We are drenched wet because there's also been very little breeze in here in the anchorage. This is part of sailing, being prepared to just go when the weather is right. So what we're hoping is that we will have a good weather window to go. We're gonna go across the banks and over to West Palm. Maybe get in there tomorrow afternoon around 1 if everything goes as planned. Now, we know the weather is rarely what it says it's going to be, and things don't always go as planned, and you have to be flexible. So our bail off point is Chupkey, or that area, or Bimini. Once we're out onto the banks, we just have to keep going. But we can stop at Bimini instead of going all the way across to West Palm. So let's see where we end up. So the water is super clear in Nassau right now, which is really weird. It's usually not this clear. But you can kind of see those concrete blocks that are on the ground that we're hoping none of our chain is wrapped around. When we were looking at the guide for anchoring here in Nassau Harbor, they will scare the bejeebers out of you about anchoring here. Bad holding, all kinds of crap on the ground. We've been here multiple times. We've held through 30 plus knots of wind in here. It's been fine. Well, it happened. We are wrapped around one of those blocks. So Todd's getting his swimsuit on. He's gonna go down underneath and get us unhooked.
We might have to move the boat forward, move the boat backwards, take slack off.
Okay.
So that I can do this. You know?
So maybe Liberty looking at the bow and you telling her what to do. All right, you can kind of see there's the block that we're hooked on. Where's Dad? Where's Dad?
He's right here. There's the chain on that block is stuck around the chain.
Todd's worried there's a giant 4-foot barracuda chasing him from under our boat. We are having a heck of a time. Well, we're not leaving. It's so crazy, you guys. That just took us like forever to get undone, and we figured it out, but we couldn't. Had all the hands busy and you couldn't see what we were doing. So it was tough to take our word for it, but it was craziness. Right, dear?
Yes. It was crazy.
And Todd's exhausted from the effort.
I had to swim with one eye on the 5-foot barracuda under the boat that was watching me from 10 feet away. That's kind of scary.
Okay, but then what did you do to get it off? That was my idea, huh?
Yes, it was Tammy's idea. Essentially, there was a concrete block hooked to a chain that went to another concrete block and to another one. Somehow our chain had gotten drug under this block, so that when we pulled our chain up, it was blocked by the chain. It wouldn't come through. And the block is huge. It's too heavy for me to move. So what we ended up doing was running a second line down and tying it off to one end of the block and running it around our wildcat on our windlass. And Tammy ran the windlass to lift the block up high enough to pull it over the chain with the boat angled the right way. And I kind of helped it from under the water. And once we got the block up and I could pull it over the chain, then our chain was free. But that took a couple hours to get all that figured out and done. And
woo, here comes the rain. And now there's big thunderstorms, so we're not leaving.
so yeah, it was kind of a zoo, right?
Yep.
But it worked, we did it.
So after all of that, and we're 2 hours behind, we turned on our radar and saw a huge
thunderstorm.
Squall line.
Yeah.
Coming towards us.
Coming through Nassau, and we might have been far enough ahead to have just got the skirt of it if we had been able to leave when we were originally going to leave. But now it's just too late in the day and we're exhausted from all this
Todd's exhausted. He needs a nap. So maybe we'll try again tomorrow.
Maybe.
I don't know. Todd doesn't think the window looks good tomorrow.
I don't know. We get another forecast in a few hours, and then we'll have another one in the mornings. Time for the pirates to get into port.
Okay, well, we're trying to leave again. And it's one thing after another. Our buddy boat is leaving from the other side of the bridge, which will take them an hour and a half to get onto this side, but we've got 3 cruise ships. One just came in, a second is in the entry, and then the third. And Nassau says we can't leave until close to 9. That's like an hour and a half. But meanwhile, there's a little fishing boat dragging into us whose motor has quit, and their anchor was just dragging along the bottom. So Todd went out to rescue them and give them a tow. Alright, we had to get one of the guys in the boat. In his boat, I think it was not enough weight in our boat. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Looks like they got their motor running. So the guy that was sitting down in the back was working on their motor. Alright, we're on our way. Motoring out of the channel. There's not a lot of wind.
Disney wish. We wish the wind will be good for us today. We have a boat passing on your starboard side on that side, but he's got lots of lots of draft room. You're good over here. It looks like that little boat might be towing that bigger boat.
Yeah, Todd's making me drive out this harbor.
But you're doing wonderful. So the question is, where is Kona? Like, where's Waldo, right? Where's Kona? I bet that's them right there with their spinnaker out.
Well, they said they're gonna do that. Catch anything yet?
Air, wind.
We haven't caught air. That would be a bad deal.
We're kind of catching some. Got 3 sails up. I caught a little bit. Hopefully we can catch a fish. I need some sushi because I'm hungry right now.
The sun is beating down behind us, so we put the shade up. And yeah, we're doing like 3.5 to 4.5 knots. It's a beautiful day to be sailing. It's a beautiful sail. It's not fast, but there's no drama. The cat is sleeping, the dog is sleeping, the girls are sleeping. Ooh, you are awake. Are you excited to get back to the States? Let's see if Liberty is still sleeping. Yep. It's on the beam, and we're doing 1.2.
1.2. We were just doing.
That's what that said. 2.1.
What's our buddy boat doing?
4. Because he's got a downwind sail. I mean, it's relaxing and all.
Well, that's part of the point of it, right?
It's relaxing, but really slow. Let's see. I'll try and adjust the wind angle. What's it at?
288.
Well, we had adjusted it trying to get a better wind angle. This is what it is to sail and not motor, is constantly adjusting everything, which is okay. So we're starting to come out from the wind shadow of Nassau, New Providence Island. That wind has picked up a little bit. It's a nice sail. Todd just went downstairs to see if he could rest. Our buddy boat is 2.5 miles that large. They're keeping us honest because they like to sail and not motor. I can see how it's really easy to just kick on that motor a little bit and motor sail and have yourself going 5 knots. But we're happy with 4 right now. Woo. If we come out of that shadow, we also are getting some more wind because the tongue of the ocean is open all the way this direction. Alright, we have this thunderstorm up there, potentially. Since we don't have radar, we don't know how far away it is, but our buddy boat says it's probably 30 miles out because they can't see it on their radar yet. That's a long ways away when you're only going 4 knots.
But if it's coming towards us at 10 knots or faster, then that 35 miles gets eaten up
Faster.
faster.
So we're going to reef We may not need to reef, but we figure it's always better to reef. What is it they say? If you're thinking about it, it's already too late.
Well, plus we want to slow down.
And yeah, we're trying to let our buddy boat catch up to us. So we've pulled down the headsail and we're going to reef our main to slow us down enough for them to catch up because they're like 3 miles behind us. So we're going to just practice our reefing. Because we're up to 12 knots of wind now. So it's coming faster.
It's getting bigger. Yeah.
Okay, so we reefed the main and we're still going the same speed and the wind is still climbing. So we're going to pull down mizzen because it doesn't have a reef. It's still coming, guys. We haven't actually had a squall. This is their first ever dealing with a squall. So it appears that maybe it's moving away now.
She wants something from me. That. She's spoiled. Aren't you, Denali?
Alright, well, that would-be squall did not materialize, it just floated away. And we have been bobbing along at a nice, like, 3 to 4, sometimes 5 knots as the wind ebbs and flows, but it's all coming from behind us, which has been a total pain in the butt. Downwind sailing actually sucks. So if we can keep it like 150 to 160, that's better. So that noise is our small generator running to charge our house bank. Since we had our sails up all day, even though we had lots of sunshine, our solar panels were mostly shaded. So they're down to 80% and are going to need a boost through the night. Head sail and the mizzen are still up. We have a bit of a squall sitting out in front of us, heading right into it. We're not sure what that's going to bring. The sun is just coming up. It's actually not supposed to rise for another half hour. We're starting to get some light. We made it through the night with lots of lightning on the horizon. Nothing that developed into anything for us. Todd's still sleeping. He's got another hour and a half of sleep. Well, there's our morning excitement. We're hoping that that passes to the port side of us.
So that one has about 37 knots of wind in it.
Nice. 37 knots of wind. Great, I'm going to get Todd up and have him help me reef because I shook out the reefs by myself. Alright, we've got 3 different cells. We've got that one there, that one there, and then there's one up there in front of Kona. I've turned on the motor. We're doing almost 5 knots. Reefed the sail. Our mizzen is up. Our head sail's reefed. Our main is down. Yeah, his is. He said he
might not be able to get away from the think I am going to start reefing now.
Alright, it's coming. We have actually pulled all our sails down. We don't know if that was a good idea or what, but that is what we did.
Got my Helly Hansen on. I think I crossed them last time because I think it's too big for me.
So we got sunshine over there and dark and stormy over there. This is our first squall at sea. We've had lots of them while anchored. Our buddy boat says that he's clocking 38 knots on his radar. So, what do you think, Susitna? I think you should go down below. Yeah. Well, look ominous.
I feel like that should be in a Gorton's commercial.
You need your life vest on.
This is my what the heck look. It doesn't match my outfit.
I feel like I'm reporting on a tornado. We have rain! Since we're bare poles, do we just go for it? Whatever? I'm not quite sure how we handle this.
Yeah, we're just gonna do the best we can. Right now, wind's on our beam.
We're following our buddy boats, Dallas and Dawn, who have a lot more sailing experience than we do. There's 2 cells out in front of us, so we've turned hoping to go between them and not get beat by both of them. We're hearing thunder, getting rain.
Woo!
How's it going?
All right. My glasses are washed.
Feels like the wind's calmed down a little.
It does feel like that. Kona, looks like you've moved past the worst of it.
Yeah, we're up here. We only have 6 knots of wind right here.
Hopefully nothing else drops on us right here. Woo! Big waves.
All right, go ahead and start pulling.
Whoa-wee! Bouncy, bouncy.
Yeah, I'm gonna raise the wind just so we get the stability.
Well, the kitty has made it through this passage without puking. That's very good. Our wind is like 4 knots. We are motor sailing to keep us going at 3.5, 4 knots. We are surrounded by storms that are stealing the wind from us. I can see now we really do need to get radar. We were able to punch through because our buddy boat had radar and could see the distinct spots on their radar and where to move through them. So we didn't go right through the worst of it. All right, that looks amazing. We need one of those, dear. What are you doing?
The wastewater from starting up the watermaker.
Oh,
You always run some first into a bucket, and check the solids, TDS, and taste it.
aha. So what, our motor's not on, but
No.
we're running the generator to charge the batteries and make
Yeah,
water.
Charging the motor bank up a bit. We're cloudy. We've used it for a while, and the house bank. Since I'm running the generator, have excess power. I'm just going to run the watermaker too.
We made it. We're alive.
We're alive.
Yeah. No storms ate us for lunch. We're really tired though. I am feeling like 24 hours is kind of my limit. Oh, it's been more than 24 hours though. 24 hours plus 10?
34.
I think that it just takes a lot to watch all those storms, don't you?
Well, there's a lot to watch, yeah. The storms, the fact that we had a lot lighter winds, and we were downwind sailing with about 140 to 170 off the wind. And the closer it got to the 170 or 180, the more difficult it was to keep things filled in the night because they needed to be pulled out. But we didn't want to have a pole in the dark because then if you have a storm, you can't get the pole off in time, so you kind of have to deal with it.
We're here, we're tired, we've got a couple days of bad weather to hunker down and recuperate before we make our next overnight passage up to Florida. We have a plane taking off right here.